Hello and welcome to Evacuation to the Manor House.
Coming up, a brush with some brambles.
That just sounds wrong.
A lesson in food preparation.
Both heads hanging off the table.
And a taste of 40s glamour upstairs with the Lord and Lady.
May I say, you look smashing tonight.
Thank you very much.
We've taken a brand new group of city boys and girls back to the 1940s. During the Second World War, Britain's children were evacuated from the cities to the countryside to escape the terror of German bombings. A fortunate few spent the war years living in some of the grandest houses in all of the UK.
We're so fortunate living here.
From the moment our city slickers arrived, there's been a culture clash.
You're here as our guest, is that clear?
Come on, who's under here?
It's going to be definitely...
Our evacuees have been living and working downstairs with the servants.
Annabella, you're not sweeping your hair. Get on with it.
And learning how to pass at being posh while upstairs.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dunstan.
What shall we then say to these things?
It's tough at the top,
Most people are all posh.
but it's even tougher at the bottom.
Who in 2008 would act like a posh person, apart from the Queen?
Our 12 modern-day evacuees have been living at Prado Hall for just over a week.
Come on, boys, wake up, come along, out of bed. I want you up, washed, dressed, bed inspection.
Mrs. Dobinson's 7 o'clock starts are still a nightmare.
Good morning, girls, come on, wakey, wakey, rise and shine.
Her morning routine feels like a bad dream.
I want this room immaculate.
And the endless instructions are getting on a few evacuees' nerves.
This is a 1-minute warning.
Ooh. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Just so annoying. I feel like taking it off her and throwing it out the bedroom window.
You'd have to get up straight away and make your beds perfect.
My eyes start closing and I have to, slap myself to wake up.
It's no ordinary day here at Prado Hall. Mr. Henderson has an announcement to make to our evacuees. Today is the start of the pheasant shooting season.
This is a very, very busy day for the house and for the estate. His Lordship is holding a shoot on the estate.
At houses like Prado, pheasant shoots were one of the most important social events of the year.
His Lordship expects us all to pull together and we need all the help we can get. So I need your attitudes and your focus to be at the top.
With wartime rationing strictly enforced, shooting wild game was also one of the best ways of providing fresh meat for the house. For our modern-day evacuees, hunting is a whole new world.
Today, we're having a shooting party.
I don't like shooting because we're shooting pheasants. Shooting is not something that people do at home unless you count crime rates.
I think everyone's a bit iffy about doing that, except from the boys.
Shooting is a man's sport, and Lord Olstead believes every boy should know how to handle a shotgun.
So before the shoot gets underway, he's decided to give them a lesson.
You're going to be very, very privileged today because we're going to let you shoot.
The lads will only be shooting at targets, not pheasants. But whatever they're aiming at, strict rules cover the use of firearms in the UK, and they must be taken seriously.
Believe me, these are not toys. You never wave them round, ever. A gun is only designed for one thing, and that's killing things.
His Lordship is trusting them to be responsible.
I've never used a gun before, so I'm not sure what it's going to be like. But I think it's going to be quite fun, as long as no one gets hurt.
I do know that people get killed by guns, but I think if, you use them in the right way, the way that they're meant to be used, we'll be okay.
Now, this is the gun that you're going to be shooting.
Time to find out which boy has the steadiest hand, the surest eye, and is the best shot.
So, does anyone recognise who the target is?
Hitler.
It's Mr. Hitler.
With the war raging, Hitler was the most hated man in Britain.
Right, have I got a volunteer? Anyone who wants to try first? OK, Sam, right.
East End lad Sam is ready to show off what he can do.
Put up to your shoulder, Sam. Up to your shoulder, please. Right, I'll have to cock it. Right. OK, aim.
Yeah.
Aim.
Will he be a one-shot wonder?
At the target, Sam. You're too high. I can see from there. Aim at Mr. Hitler's moustache.
Yeah.
Or a first-time flop?
But just take it steady.
I nearly had a heart attack. I know.
OK, just gonna have a look then.
It's the moment of truth.
Little dots in your sense.
No, I don't think that's the hole, Sam. You see. All right, so we have to say that's a blank, I'm afraid. So you
Oh,
take that.
bad luck, Sam. Target shooting is definitely not as easy as it looks.
I tried my best, but I never got Hitler. Evil Hitler. Bad Hitler.
Nish is next to take a shot at the title.
I think it's going to be a bit scary the first time because I have no idea what to expect.
You can do it, Nish.
Oh, Nish.
You'll enjoy this, Nish, very much, I promise you.
His lordship might have every confidence in him, but the other lads aren't so sure.
I don't know if he will be able to hold the gun up. I know it's light, but he really doesn't have any physical strength.
Since he arrived at Prado, Nish has shown plenty of brains.
Once more, and to the breach, dear friends. Once more.
Very well done, Hector.
Thank you, monsieur.
But not much brawn.
Is the compost chute much further? I'm sorry. I'm feeling mentally sound, I'm happy, I'm having fun, but physically, I'm feeling absolutely shattered.
Today he's keen to prove he's got the muscle.
It feels okay.
Don't point. Keep it.
But he's got to pay attention. You never point a gun at a person.
Gun into your shoulder. Okay.
I think he's hit him.
Look.
Right.
That could be the one. That could be the one.
Oh,
Only one headshot.
Where the safe just there. Oh, well done, Dead.
Right place. Well done, Nish.
Nish might be the smallest lad, but he's got a steady nerve.
I've got a nice little shot there right in the forehead, and I've got another one a little bit higher up.
Daniel, on the other hand, is learning that guns just aren't his thing.
I'm feeling quite nervous about firing the gun because it's quite loud, and apparently if you don't hold it properly, the recoil hurts your shoulder.
Best of luck, Daniel.
Right. Bring the gun up and put the butt into your shoulder. Okay.
Right, is that hard enough? Because I don't want to get the recoil.
No. In your own time. Aha! What can I say? He might need some new teeth. So we will say Mr. Hitler's gone to hospital at the very least, OK?
Hitler might be in trouble, but at least Dan's made it through in one piece.
That was fun using the gun then, but I don't think I'll be using one anytime soon again. So.
It's up to Scott to try and finish the job.
Bring it up to your shoulder.
Bring it up.
Good lad.
Yeah.
When you're ready. Only when you're happy. Well done. Now I think that's on target.
Did you? You got a really good pattern on him. You did. Well done. That's an awfully good shot.
I think I killed Hitler because I got him all over his face.
There's no prize for first place, but all the boys have learned a few lessons to take back to modern-day Britain.
I think it is quite frightening that some people consider guns to be really cool.
They're dangerous weapons, and they're designed to be used for killing. If you watch, like, cartoons or films, you don't think they're that dangerous, but firing one, it makes you realise how dangerous they really are.
His lordship's poshest friends have gathered for the afternoon's sport.
Good morning, gentlemen. It's good to see you all here.
Now that our evacuees are about to get up close and personal with this countryside pursuit, the shoot is provoking some pretty strong reactions, especially for vegetarian Sam.
I think they're all sick people who hunt for sport and as it's a game. I don't think I would take it from their killing poor animals as a game.
But during the war, evacuees had to do what they were told, so this lot need to slap on a smile and get stuck in.
I'm not excited, I just want to see what's going to happen.
Right, meet us with me then, please. OK, come on.
Our evacuees have been divided into 3 groups. Each has a job critical to the success of the shoot. If any of them perform poorly, his lordship will be embarrassed in front of all his friends.
You just go down where those sheep are and just watch where the birds are. Don't pick anything until I tell you.
Daniel, Nish and Rachel have been chosen as picker-uppers. They have the messiest job of all.
I've come over here to pick up the dead birds when they fall. I'm a little bit worried about that.
If the pheasant's not quite dead, I'll be like, ooh, that looks really weird. Hopefully, once I sort of get into it, I'll get the hang of it and it'll be okay.
Scott has the most stressful job, assisting his lordship.
Once you've loaded up for me, just get another 2 in your hand ready to slip them in.
Okay.
When we get the chance, right?
Everybody else is working to drive the pheasants out from the woods where they live towards the men with guns. They've got the most crucial job of all.
Look out! Birds coming! This is called beating, and for our lively boys and girls, it's a dream job come true. They get to make lots of noise while hunting out the birds.
But if they don't flush out any pheasants, his lordship won't be happy. The trouble is, they have to get through this.
I'm ready for a few stinging nettles and rough grass and stuff like that. I've got my long johns on, so I'm right. The stick's quite strong and it can get down anything.
I suppose I'll have to expect the worst, really.
As gamekeeper, Mr. Goodall is in charge of the beaters. He has to set a fine example to the evacuees.
Do I have to go all the way?
Yeah, you've got to... Oh, crikey.
Oh dear.
You've got to go round.
Let's hope it goes a bit smoother from now on. No one wants to upset his lordship.
I'll blow the whistle and off we go.
That's it. They're off.
Nice and steady, bit of noise.
These
Aye,
beaters
aye, aye.
better do their job properly, or this shoot could very quickly become a shambles.
Things like that. OK? Aye, aye, aye.
Good start. The first 3 metres have gone exceptionally well. But there are some pretty sharp and pointy leaves in this undergrowth.
Come on, Sam. I can see a clear path here. Come on. Aye, aye, aye.
I keep getting stung. Just go over, Jade. I can't.
So many stinging nettles around here. It's killing me.
Come on, you lot. What about a bit of the old British stiff upper lip?
Oh!
If these beaters carry on being such city softies, the pheasants will be laughing at them, not flying away from them.
That just sounds wrong.
Hear the odd squeal as they get scratched by a briar. They're certainly the noisiest beaters I've ever heard, anyway.
His lordship is putting on a brave face, but no pheasants means big embarrassment.
Where the hell is the exit? They should hurry up because I'm fed up of waiting here. I suppose the gunmen are too. That was scary.
Finally, the beaters have done something right.
That was very good, wasn't it? Missed again. Very good shot, have I?
At this rate, there'll be no birds for dinner.
That's what where mine is.
Mind you, all this whining would be enough to make a herd of wild elephants run scared.
I'm getting stabbed repeatedly by stuff. That really hurt. I've been walking for ages and stinging nettles from everywhere. They're killing me.
Crikey, Sam. Good thing you're not out there fighting the war. We'd all end up speaking German.
Right, another one just to make sure.
That's it. The shooting's over. Looks like it's been a big success for his lordship.
It's much easier when you've got someone like you to do it for me. It really does make a difference.
Well done, Scott. Time for the picker-uppers to collect the birds for supper.
There's, I think, 1 or 2 fell down over there.
Are you going to pick it up by the head? By the head, which one of you is going to do it?
I'll do it. His neck cracked. I've got blood on my coat. Well, duh.
Just wipe it on the grass, sir.
During the war, a catch like this would have fed dozens of people. And nothing goes to waste. Every pheasant shot today will be eaten by nightfall.
Can I carry one? I'd like to carry one too.
It's the evacuees' first taste of what has to happen if animals are to become dinner.
I'm proud that I'm holding pheasants.
Oh, the poor thing. It's still warm.
It's a living animal, isn't it?
Now she's seen it close up, it's all a bit much for one evacuee.
That's disgusting. I didn't think it would be that bad, the pheasants, but it really is, and it's just disgusting. I can't look at it.
Although she eats chicken, Mary's never set eyes on meat that didn't arrive wrapped in plastic packaging. She's getting a no-nonsense 1940s lesson in where food comes from.
Mary Ellen, it's all right. This is what happens in the country.
Yeah, but there was a living animal, and someone just picked it up and broke his neck in front of me.
Well, I expect you'll recover from it. You like chicken. That's what happens to these chickens, you know. Oh, dear.
What made me feel really upset is knowing that I helped. So I helped those animals to be scared and to be shot. But I'm okay about it now, but I think the end just made me a bit upset.
At times it was a little bit scary, where you saw the pheasants for the first time and they were dead. But once you got into it, you began to appreciate how exciting it really was.
We got 10 pheasants, which should be enough.
Before the pheasants can be put in the oven, they need to be gutted and plucked. One of his lordship's friends is on hand to show the evacuees how it's done.
If you get the bird like that with its breast, you can just put your thumb and forefinger of your left hand across the bird and just
nice and tight.
A sharp tug with your thumb and forefinger. That's it.
Oh, God, what's that?
With a hearty meal on offer, even Mary has started to take an interest in pheasants being food.
You'll get on better if you start doing it with this.
My head's hanging off the table. I think I was scratching when it's warm. Put it back.
These pheasants are all truly free range.
That's not right.
You found it?
In fact, they're so fresh, it's even possible to see what they had for breakfast.
You found an acorn?
Yeah, it's just a crop.
There's
an acorn there, look. And he's been eating wheat and he's been eating sweet corn.
This is all part of the cycle of life. Pheasants eat the corn, we eat the pheasants.
Leaves.
It hasn't digested it yet
Seeds.
either.
Even Mary is looking forward to dinner.
Oh, just boom.
In line here, shoulder to shoulder.
Stand in front of AJ.
A frenzy of activity has descended on Prado Hall. All of the evacuees have been ordered to smarten up because there's a big surprise in store.
Make sure it's all intact on the shirt at the back.
Even Miss Young has dropped in to help out.
It is a point of etiquette to have your hands covered.
The Lord and Lady are hosting a formal dinner for the shooting party. It's Prado Hall's most glamorous event of the war so far.
I've just served afternoon tea to His Lordship and Her Ladyship. They would like to invite 3 couples to the black tie dinner tonight.
3 of the boys are going to be rewarded for their immaculate behaviour.
Nish, Jack, and Scott. And Scott, one of the reasons you were picked because you're an excellent loader of the gun today for His Lordship.
Standing, girls. Mr. Henderson has arrived.
For these lucky lads, this is a chance to sweep the girl of their choice off her feet and enjoy the delights of being upstairs with the Lord and Lady.
Scott, would you ask the lady who'd you like to attend dinner in the proper manner, please?
Oh, he's got the pick of the bunch.
Miss Jones, may you accompany me to the dinner party this evening?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Gosh, he made a beeline for Mary there.
Nish, would you ask the lady? to escort you to dinner tonight, please?
Miss Alessandra, I would be delighted if you could accompany me to the dinner party tonight.
I will.
Thank you, Miss Alessandra.
And Jack, would you ask the young lady to accompany you to dinner tonight?
And the third lucky lady this evening is...
Miss Hardy, could you please accompany me to the dinner party tonight?
I'd be delighted, Mr. Smith.
Well, what about that? Everyone's feelings are out in the open now. Pre-dinner drinks are to be served at 6 o'clock sharp in the drawing room. There's a lot to talk about.
I do know that half of the boys in the boys' dormitory fancy Mary.
I've chosen Mary because I'm like friends with her and I get along with her well, and there wasn't like anyone else there that I wanted to choose.
They didn't expect Scott to choose me, and I was really happy as well because
Jack wanted to choose.
I wanted to choose Mary, but then Scott, lucky boy, he got picked first.
He's annoyed with me because he was going to pick Mary.
You wait and see, at the end of that dinner party, he'll kiss her hand or something.
Woo! Apparently, there's something about Mary. Good thing Nish hasn't got involved in the love triangle.
I've invited Sharon to the dinner because not only is she my good friend, she's probably the most deserving girl out of those 6 because she's been working the hardest at perfection.
It sounds a bit like someone else a little bit more than they're letting on. For the 6 evacuees not invited to dinner, they will spend the evening well and truly downstairs. But Mr. Henderson has a plan to keep them close to the action.
Whilst they're in there having their fancy 3-course meal, we've got to serve them the food and take it all in and say, "Oh, would you like some more?" And it's just, I'm not in the mood for it at all.
But Daniel needs to look on the bright side. He too has the chance to show off to the Lord and Lady as a servant.
I want you to make Mr. Henderson proud, and I want you to make Mrs. Dobinson and me proud.
I want no laughing, no giggling. I want to be true professionals today. Is that clear?
Yes, Mr. Henderson.
Good evening. Welcome.
After such a successful shoot, a wonderful dinner party would be the perfect end to a perfect day. And Lord and Lady Olstead would be the talk of the town.
Into the drawing room.
So the evacuees are very much on display.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
If they do anything to embarrass his Lord and Ladyship, Mr. Henderson will not be amused.
Stand out.
While they've been at Prado Hall, they've had plenty of practice at being posh.
Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Good morning, Mr. Smith.
Look ahead of you if you can.
There'll be no excuses if they make a mess of things now.
Very good.
Good afternoon, Miss Sixman.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dunstan.
May I take the coat, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Henderson.
Time to remember their etiquette lessons and mix it up with the upper classes. Remember, Scott, the secret is to be bold and confident.
This is my wife, Mrs. Bates. And I'm Richard Bates.
Oh, not the best start. Conversation's not exactly flowing.
I am Mr. Smith, and I am here with Miss Hardy.
Better, but Nish needs to pull something out of the bag.
May I say, you look smashing tonight.
Thank you very much.
Say, Nish, you old charmer.
So have you had a good day?
Absolutely. Not only did we have fun, but we learned a lot about pheasants, and we're going to have a delicious 3-course meal tonight.
The evacuees are a hit. His Lord and Ladyship must be so proud.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, dinner is served.
Down in the kitchen, the rest of the evacuees are helping cook slave over a hot stove. And Daniel's just realised the disadvantages of being stuck downstairs.
The birds look lovely. Just want to reach out and take one and sit in the corner and eat it on my own. I can't look at it. It just looks so nice.
Hands off, Daniel. That's all for upstairs.
Pheasant ready to go, Mr. Henderson.
Sean's doing the potatoes. Right, are we ready? Let's go.
Time for these evacuees to get a flavour of what they're missing out on in the luxurious upstairs dining room. They get to smell the glorious dinner and serve it to their newly posh friends. Let's hope they're not too envious.
I felt really jealous because they've done nothing to get into it.
To be honest, I wasn't really looking forward to serving Jack and Nish, but you seem quite okay about it, you know, they weren't rubbing it in our faces or anything.
Very understanding of you, Sean. After all, you've just experienced the 1940s class divide in all its glory.
I don't want you to get miserable. Everyone has an opportunity, and knowing her ladyship, I'm sure that you'll have the opportunity to dine with us.
Upstairs, everyone's enjoying their second helpings and the witty chit-chat.
So when I stood up, I realised I put my shoes on the wrong feet.
Downstairs, they're waiting for scraps.
I just hope they don't finish it all. I'm really hungry.
While the lucky six finish off their posh nosh, the rest are standing by for a hearty meal of their own.
I wish I could try some of this.
I'm scavenging, I don't want to scavenge.
Unfortunately for Daniel, it's not the leftovers. Oh no, they're for the Lord and Lady's lunch tomorrow. This lot get a potato each. Enjoy. With dinner done, these evacuees have to head back downstairs to the servants' quarters. Let's hope they haven't disappointed.
I really felt very proud of them, actually, that we could present them in respectable company, and they behaved, as far as I could see, immaculately.
The evacuees at my end of the table were excellent.
Well done, everyone. You should be very pleased. Although dinner has left a nasty aftertaste.
Jack picked Rachel, but he was annoyed with me because he said that he was going to pick Mary.
I wouldn't call Scott my buddy anymore because, to be honest, I don't really think he wanted to ask Mary until I told him I wanted to take Mary.
He can't control me, so I wasn't really bothered.
Let's hope this all works itself out in a gentlemanly fashion. All in all, it's been a classy day at Prado Hall.
As a butler for the household, I think all the girls and boys have to be congratulated. The girls and boys sitting at the table, also the girls and boys that help serve. And on behalf of the staff, we'd like to congratulate them. Please keep your standards up. Thank you very much.
Very good show.
Next time on Evacuation to the Manor House, the evacuees have a visit from the front line.
Give the enemy a face that will make them turn on their heels.
They learn how to speak 1940s style.
I think that's too posh for me.
And a new arrival gets a wartime welcome.
That was way out of order.
Meet Leonardo.
Shh. Where is he then? Up to mischief, no doubt.
The artist. The inventor.
It's fantastical.
The visionary.
Don't you see? Anything can happen. With this, we could change history. Come on.
Leonardo, the boy who changed the future. Mondays at 5:15 on the CBBC channel.
So you know what's hot? What? What's hot?
Hey, yeah! Win! She's a win! Hey, yeah! Whoa!
Steady on there, Justin Bieber.
In your imagination!
Sorry, mate. I'm so sorry.
What you eat is custard!
A brand new series.
Yay!
I'm sorry, I've got no head. Starts Friday at 5 on the CBBC channel.
That is not going to wash out.